That's a nice sound.
Louis.
Aha.
which has been one of the forces of organizing to try to stop the destruction of this park, for a new plan for flood protection that is a very destructive plan, when the community had worked for many years on another community engaged resilient design plan. So Eileen has been one of the members of this group, and we're honoring East River Park Action as a steward of the river and the park.
Thank you so much. I love being here, and I just want to say we can stop the city of New York from destroying this park. We can totally do it. And know that, you know, there is a real thing like such as flood control, but unfortunately in our time, climate resiliency has become a buzzword for developers because they know there's money there and they're jumping on it and they want to make our city in their model. And we don't want that. We get to design the city. We get to say how we live. So we've got to stop them. I'm going to read a poem, but before, I just want to say that one thing we can do right now is that on the city council there's a guy named Justin Brannon. He's from Brooklyn, and he's in charge. He's the chair of something called Waterfronts and Resiliency. And what we want is him to call for an oversight review. And he can do that, and that is part of the process of stopping it. So I've got these little cards I can hand you. I get his email, which is just basically askjb@councilnewyork.gov. And I've got it on a card here, rubber stamped it with my own little paws. So write this guy and tell him we want an oversight review. The city's already messing up. They're taking themselves down, but we got to help and we got to push. So let me read a poem for you guys, and then I don't want to make my honorary gown dirty. So the poem has two parts. It's short, you'll love it. It's called The Park. Politicians are like actors, and real estate investment groups are like vampires. Politicians think they have to let bite them or they won't get any work. The rest of us are humans living around the show. Squirrels are squirrels, birds are birds. Our park is a giant stage we thought was real because we walk there every day. It is a set that Robert Moses built so that he could run his highway alongside it. My dog knows the story, you know the story, everyone knows the story. The vampires are building a giant boat on top of our park in order to save it. It will take them about 10 years. The waters will rise. Our children will be old. I will be dead. The vampires will be rich. The politicians will have all these tiny vials of blood lined up on their shelves from the years they were in that play. And now this is part two. It's called Beloved Park for Carlina Rivera, who is our city councilor, who grew up in this neighborhood and who is selling us out because she wants to be the speaker of the city council. It's very dirty. The city is like a mismanaged notebook found on a bench by a hopeful man who spun a tale for the city that wanted to change. But once the notebook was his, he began tearing out and selling its pages. One page, The Park We Love, sold to a man who insisted he could make the park a boat. But where will the trees go, we cried, and the birds that are living in them? The park sailed away, and that man's dream. It's the corruption of government. It was the bench. It was my bench. It was our page. This is our sunny day. Thank you.
Thank you.